Hey, Felicia! Funny meeting you here again in Tiananmen Square.
I know, how weird, right?
So, your shirt.
Yeah, do you love it? It says Taylor Swift 1989, the year she was born. She has a concert here in Shanghai and I'm super excited.
And I'm super concerned about your safety. Do you know what TS means?
What?
Hi, welcome to China Uncensored. I'm your host, Chris Chappell. So yeah, Taylor Swift is in hot water for her TS 1989 shirt design that she was selling online in China ahead of her upcoming concert in November.
Ni hao, it's Taylor Swift. Be sure to check out my new authentic merch, now available in China.
No, she's not in trouble for trying to sell authentic merchandise in a country that seems to prefer knockoffs, but rather because of one of the designs. You see, some Chinese people have clearly not done a good enough job of forgetting something that happened in TS in 1989. The Communist Party is so paranoid about anyone in China finding out about the Tiananmen Square massacre on June 4th, 1989, that they've censored even any consecutive combination of 6, 4, and 89 online. Now, it's not completely Taylor Swift's fault that she was born in 1989, or that her initials are TS. And since this was probably just one of those silly mistakes that foreigners make in China, like obeying traffic laws, maybe the Chinese Foreign Ministry will forgive her and still let her perform her concert. But not all foreign celebrities have been able to offend the Chinese Communist Party and get away with it. So here's a list of the top 6 celebrities banned, maybe banned, or just plain on China's no-good-nick list. Number 6, Bjork. Yes, the lovable and eccentric Icelandic singer broke Chinese law and hurt Chinese people's feelings during a concert in Shanghai in 2008 for doing this. The name of the song she's, singing also happens to be called Declare Independence. Which is ridiculous. As Foreign Ministry spokesperson Jiang Yu said, Tibet has been an inseparable part of Chinese territories since ancient times, which is universally recognized by the international community. Of course, that's how we view it, right? Strange though, Bjork seemed to have such a firm grasp of Chinese culture. Number 5, Maroon 5. There are many reasons to ban Maroon 5 from your country, like their music. But after their upcoming September concert was mysteriously dropped, Chinese netizens began to speculate on what the Chinese government's reasons might be. One of the things the Chinese Communist Party has spent decades drilling into people is that politics are bad and you shouldn't get involved in politics. What does it mean to be involved in politics? It means your politics are not 100% in line with the party. So how did Maroon 5 get involved in politics? One band member, Jesse Carmichael, supposedly attended a birthday celebration for the Dalai Lama and tweeted a happy birthday message. So it was very stupid and wrong of Maroon 5 to become politicians and get involved in politics. That's at least been the spontaneous and unsolicited response from Chinese netizens, who are absolutely not members of the 50-cent army paid government trolls who push the party's agenda online. Number 4, Harrison Ford. Last month was the very first time that the original Star Wars movie, A New Hope, was screened in China, though possibly not the first time the DVD was available. Anyway, while the less than wonderful episodes 1 through 3 have been screened in China before, A New Hope was banned for a long time because of Harrison Ford. You see, Harrison Ford is a Tibetan Buddhist, and he's testified before the US Senate in support of a free Tibet. As if Tibetans don't enjoy the freedom of speech and other rights guaranteed in the Chinese Constitution. Anyway, just because the movie was finally shown doesn't mean Harrison Ford himself isn't still on thin ice in China. In fact, you could say he's in thick carbonite. I'm sorry. Number 3, Guns N' Roses. They made an album called Chinese democracy. Oh, and it also mentions Falun Gong. Number 2, Brad Pitt. China's only big enough for one dream, and that's going to be Chinese leader Xi Jinping's Chinese dream. Sorry, Brad, no room for dreamboats. Actually, the real reason Brad Pitt is banned from entering China is that he was in the film 7 Years in Tibet. That's right, a movie made almost 20 years ago. Brad Pitt is not like actor Richard Gere, who's an outspoken Tibetan Buddhist. Brad Pitt was simply in a movie about Tibet, and he's been trying desperately to get into China. In 2013, he got himself a Sino Weibo account, something akin to Twitter, and posted, "It's the truth. Yep, I'm coming." His account was then shut down. That was also around the time he was putting out his pet project, World War Z, the movie based loosely on the book. Actually, pretty much the only thing in common with the book was the title. China is the fastest growing movie market, and Paramount Studios really wanted to get the movie into China. Of course, they had a few things going against them. 1, their star is banned in China. 2, in the book, spoiler alert here, the plot is a bit different. You see, in the book, the zombie virus begins in China and spreads because of China's black market organ trade. Then, a civil war breaks as people rebel against the corrupt government, and then it ends with the rebels nuking the Communist Party's political headquarters. Yeah, that's not a plot that was ever going to be allowed in China. And number 1, Christian Bale. When Christian Bale went to China in 2011, it should have been money for him. He just played an American pastor in the movie Flowers of War by Chinese director Zhang Yimou. It's about the Nanjing massacre and has been called nationalistic and anti-Japanese, or as the Chinese Communist Party calls it, candy. But then Christian Bale decided to take a CNN camera crew to, subvert state power by talking with a lawyer who has campaigned for human rights.
He'd made an 8-hour car journey from Beijing to try to meet a personal hero, the blind self-taught lawyer Chen Guangcheng.
And at the village, he was stopped by these guys.
What I really wanted to do was shake the man's hand and say thank you and tell him what an inspiration he is.
Obviously, that didn't happen. But although Batman couldn't get through, a few months later, Chen Guangcheng escaped detention on his own and fled to the US. I guess we know who's the real superhero. So, those are the top 6 foreign celebrities who've gotten into big trouble in Little China. What do you think? Who else deserves to be banned in China? Leave your comments below and be sure to subscribe for more episodes of China Uncensored. And please, check out our Patreon campaign and consider joining China Uncensored's 50-cent army. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. Thanks for watching.
Summer vacation. That special time of year when teens get a break from the hard work of going to school. When they can relax, play video games, Instagram stuff, Periscope, something. But one group of teens is doing something a little different this summer. They're called Ride to Freedom. 26 kids aged 11 through 25 from 15 different countries. They've spent 6 weeks riding bikes 3,000 miles from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C., letting people know about the Chinese Communist Party's persecution of the Falun Gong meditation practice.
So hey, I know we talk a lot about Chinese companies buying up US properties, but really, how big a deal is it? Well, apparently enough that it constitutes such a threat to the President of the United States that when Barack Obama stayed in New York City over the weekend, he broke from 8 decades of tradition.
In fact, for the first time in recent memory, a sitting U.S. president won't be staying at the famed Waldorf Astoria Hotel.
Whoa,